Welcome back. I'm Sam Hedden, and we have a very special musical artist. She is local. She has been doing this for the last few years. She's with a group called Static Panic, and for the first time, she gets the opportunity to do some solo work. I would like you, as our audience, to meet Ro, the musical artist who's on the compilation for Me Too Minneapolis. Thank you for joining me.
Thank you so much for having me.
Do you want to tell us a little bit about who you are? Are you native to Minneapolis? Are you
Sure.
transplant, or where'd you come from?
Yeah, so I grew up in St. Paul, so I'm, Twin Cities native. Been living in Minneapolis for a couple of years now. I've been, I guess part of the music scene here for, I want to say going on like 15-ish years. Like I've been working in music for a really long time. Used to go to like school, like choir school at like the church and whatever, wherever I was at, and took a lot of lessons in a bunch of different instruments. And I've been a part of a project called Static Panic for a while. I guess we've been together for 4 years now, almost. This project has been more of a solo project for me. So the original concept for Me Too Minneapolis is certainly revolving around the Me Too movement. It felt like a very important discussion to be having, and especially like a great way to open up conversations and dialogues. But I wasn't feeling like Static Panic as a whole, which was my only project at the time that they asked me to do it, really like fit well into kind of that subject matter. I tried a bunch of different ways to try and get it to like match the vibe, but I was just like, this is just, it's a really hard subject, and like a really, really challenging, and like I don't feel like a funky party band is really gonna sit well into this kind of project. So I kind of took it upon myself to build this solo project that I've been looking to do for a while. But it's, kind of this eclectic, very electronic based, kind of highlights maybe some of my singing, and like I was just thinking about like the ways that I can play to my strengths when it comes to this project. So I felt like taking a more personal approach would be better. So
Silver and gold, platinum clad clouds my vision, keeping my heart up instead of lost decision, burning inside, writing by myself is screaming. Charcoal to the front. I can hear the darkness here. Let me feel like I got this. I can handle the sadness. It's undercover, driven deep into madness. This hurtless mind. There was someone in my pocket, probably saw me like a locket. And tell me it's all setting down in the moss in the dark. I will be fine. There are so many sides to lonely. And promise me you really care. Can't count the many sides to lonely. To speak my heart, I wouldn't dare. Waiting for signs to climb. The sharpest bolt is time. One tiny stop turns into two. Short threads I can't unwind. So many different kinds. I must break through. I must break
The song Sides to Lonely, correct?
yeah,
Can you
that's
tell
right.
us a little bit like the inspiration or where that song came from?
It's about the journey that one goes through when they are faced with hardship and told regularly that like you've got to keep pushing, you've got to move on, you've got to like heal from this, you've got to, you know, continue to persevere because everything's going to be better, you know, on the other side of it. But also in those, you know, kind of ways that people were, you know, kind of push you towards, you know, like what they think is going to be best for you and bettering you and healing. You start to realize that like some folks both like just don't have your best interest at heart, but they also like don't have what you need, you know, the tools that you need to be able to move forward, to progress, to evolve. And feeling like some of those folks even had the ability to make you feel like you didn't deserve to feel that way, didn't deserve to be sitting in that loneliness, that sadness, that hardship, and not being able to, like, you should have already processed it already. Like that's the mentality, right? It's like, why are you still on this? Why are you, you know, like it comes from a lot of feelings of, you know, not feeling like enough, not feeling, you know, and letting it kind of spiral into a bunch of different ways that one cannot feel like they deserve to be feeling or being whoever they really feel like they want or need to be. So it speaks to that journey of kind of like metaphorically climbing this mountain to betterness and wellness and just believing everyone in when they tell you that like there's better stuff to come. And it's like, how do I control that? How do I, you know, get there? Like, is it actually going to be, you know, like that good when I get there? And like, you know, how does that play into the rest of my life? So
do you think that by doing this project, it will kind of push you to do more solo work, or are you set on sticking with Static Panic?
I think it has definitely pushed me, you know, towards making more of a solo career move. I think in terms of making more music that is outside of the kind of the Static Panic formula, really started to appeal to me the more that I started to work on this project, because I felt like I now had, you know, now I feel like I have the tools more than like the last time I tried to start a solo project to kind of like trust in my ear and trust in like my sounds being, you know, like good enough to, you know, kind of carry something from start to finish in a project. Because I always felt like with Static Panic, it was always like I was consulting other people and trying to like make the most of like some scratch demo type stuff that I had put together already, but like nothing that was totally concrete. But people were saying, oh, you gotta like finish it, like move on, like gotta continue to build this thing. And that, I mean, that's why Static Panic started in the first place. But I would say that, you know, like as time has gone on, I've started to develop more into like being able to build things on the computer, and the folks around me don't really have as much experience doing that. And so I kind of ended up taking over Static Panic as a primary writer for that. And then realizing that I was in that position, I was like, well, I don't want this to be like my identity when it comes to like my creative portfolio. Like, I don't want this to just be this. I would love to have more than this. And I would love to have, you know, more personal projects that are more intimate and allow for me to just kind of, you know, play with what I can do. So yeah, I think this is going to become a bigger project, and I'm excited to see. I've got a couple of demos and stuff, and some remixes, a couple of collaborations actually on the way. So a lot of work has come from it since then.
I believe you did a collaboration with a previous artist that I just interviewed yesterday, Avril.
I don't think that, no, Avril and I haven't actually collaborated at all.
Well, you guys should. That would be amazing.
That would be cool. I think that her work's really cool. I like I also like that, you know, like she hasn't had an opportunity to really like have a public presence yet. Like she's got a website, and like that's her primary social media. And so I love working with artists that are kind of at the start of their productive output when it comes to like being known for recorded work. I think that that's a unique opportunity to help an artist kind of evolve their sound, or at least maybe ask some questions that they may not have had in terms of the ways that they think about their creative process. So yeah, that would be a really cool opportunity, actually. It'd be really fun.
I think the three of you that I've had the chance to interview so far, I think that I've listened to all of your songs. I've listened to the album a few dozen times, and it's amazing. Like, they're so different, but like a lot of the messages are similar, and it's definitely been interesting to see how it works, and to hear your perspective on your songs and why you all came together to do this project.
I have been working on a project for the last couple of months, which is I've called it the Minnesota Black Musician Support Network.
Okay.
And what it is it's a way for BIPOC musicians in Minnesota to get opportunities that they may not have had prior because of either, some form of financial gap or communications gap, and really bridging that gap for them to allow for them to complete their projects in a way that sees their vision to the fullest effect at little to no cost. And who knows, like, I would love the opportunity to build it or open it up to some form of nonprofit, or like, I'm seeing a bigger vision in terms of like what the things, like what things we're capable of when we're really collaborating and connecting and networking. And I just want to create opportunities. So if you'd like to look at that, it's on my website, rotoscoperecordings.com. There's a little link at the top, and that'll take you to all the information in terms of what we're looking for. I mean, it's anything from photographers to videographers to social media strategists, choreographers, equipment rental, legal consultation. I mean, really anything that could be contributing to a musician. I mean, other musicians.
Getting the opportunity for something like that and getting to start it and be a mentor to the community, I think, is huge.
Yeah, I think so too. Again, that just so in case anyone missed it, that URL is rotoscoperecordings.com, and you can find that. So, or look me up on social media. I'll, of course, DM you the link you need.
Thank you, Ro.
Thank you so much for having me, Sam.
Thank you for tuning in. I really appreciate this opportunity to get to meet this amazing musical artist. I'm Sam Hedden with producer Andy Watson, and now you know Ro.